Developing right now, the search will continue this morning for a missing child in the Wisconsin River. We're live on the scene with the latest from the Dells.
And a Milwaukee area business wants to make sure the family of a fallen officer is cared for with a new fundraising effort you can help out with.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning, folks, and happy Wednesday. Thanks for joining us on your June 19th. You are waking up to a bit of a rainy hump day out there.
Yeah, might be a little tougher to get out of bed this morning. You hear that rain coming down outside. We have had some light showers across the area this morning, although the activity is diminishing a little bit over the last couple of hours. Take a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. Definitely still wet here on the west side of town this morning. Here's a picture, the latest on Doppler track early today. You can see that those showers are diminishing, but fair game to see a few more pop up even through the rest of the morning. Afternoon, though, is setting up to be dry. Here's a look at our temperatures and winds over the next 12 hours. It is going to be a cooler day today, not necessarily windy, but northeasterly winds and clouds will hold high temperatures to the low 70s this afternoon. By comparison, yesterday we had a high of 78 degrees. Here's a look at your first alert traffic maps early this morning. Roads are wet, so keep that in mind as you head out the door. Nothing major happening to slow you down. Looks like there are a few brake lights starting to show up on the Beltline and Stoughton Road, but nothing to add any extra commute time just yet. No accidents to report in and around Dane County at this hour.
You know, I said this earlier, but this is quite a change from yesterday. I mean, I was out riding my bike last night and it had to be close to 80.
It was beautiful yesterday, especially when the sun came out during the evening hours. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Quite a bit cooler today.
Yep.
Thank you, Hattie.
You're welcome.
Developing right now, search efforts will pick back up this morning for a child that went missing while swimming in the Wisconsin River last night.
Our Christina Laurie is live in the Dells this morning with the latest. Good morning, Christina.
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Crews called off that search at around 9:30 last night, and I just got off the phone with the Adams County Sheriff's Department. Within the last 30 minutes, they said they plan to restart that search just after 8 o'clock this morning. Now, here's what happened. The child was swimming with their family along the beach at 6 o'clock last night when they went underwater, never resurfaced. This happened in the nature area near River Road. That's south of the Chula Vista Resort. Several departments responded to the search, including the Wisconsin Dells Fire Department and the DNR. Authorities are not releasing any information about the child right now, but did say the family is from here in the Dells area. Now, authorities say the current here along the river makes the search process that much more complicated. You can see the foam rushing behind me. The Wisconsin River is a relatively fast-moving river here in the area, Josh and Leah. We expect the search to restart just after 8 o'clock this morning, and we'll bring you updates as they become available, both on air and Channel3000.com.
The Wisconsin River notoriously tough to search. Christina Laurie with that update. Thank you, Christina.
New this morning, Middleton police have found a girl who went missing overnight. 9-year-old Deisha Lackey went missing from the 6200 block of Maywood Avenue around 9 p.m., but officials say she was found safe and sound just after 3 this morning.
All right, an update now on a story we broke yesterday. 2 women are in custody after a high-speed chase through several Dane County communities. It all started when a Walmart employee on Monona Drive called police about what they believed were 2 stolen cars at that location. When officers started following one, it took off, blew a tire. Then the 2 suspects inside got into a getaway car and sped off again. The chase eventually came to an end in Fitchburg when police cornered the vehicle in a cul-de-sac. 20-year-old Anna Brinley and 19-year-old Martinique Walker are both in custody this morning. Now, the Monona Walmart was the scene of yet another incident early yesterday morning that might have been related. Police say they were looking for another stolen car when they saw a group of 4 people who fired shots, then ran off toward the Beltline. No one is in custody in that case yet this morning.
6:04 is your time right now. A reward is now being offered for anyone with information on the death of veteran Racine police officer John Hetland. Hetland was fatally shot last night when he tried to intervene in an armed robbery at a bar. Witnesses at that scene told officers a man with a mask went into the bar and shot someone. According to the mayor, this is the first police fatality in Racine in 4 decades. Officer Hetland had been with the force for 24 years and was close to retiring.
The family of a fallen Milwaukee officer is remembering their lost loved one this morning after a fatal crash killed Officer Koo Her on Tuesday. Officer Her was off duty and on his way home when a driver ran a red light and hit his vehicle. A 34-year-old Milwaukee man with a history of 4 OWIs was taken into custody. Kong-her says from a young age, his brother dreamed of becoming a police officer and was the first in their family to graduate from college.
He was such a loving, caring brother. I mean, this guy was like, he didn't, he was always giving. We just asked that they hug their loved ones before they go to work every night and every day, every morning.
Thinking of that family this morning, a memorial for the 27-year-old officer has already formed at the crash site.
Meanwhile, Ultimate Confections in Wauwatosa is selling chocolate badge cookies in hopes of raising money for families of fallen officers like her. The money is given to the Milwaukee Fallen Officers Fund and is put towards paying for funerals and when the family needs when an officer dies. Owner Patrick Murphy says it's a small way to give back to police families.
We're happy to help. We really back the police officers. They don't hear that enough. We're happy to do it, and this is the little part that we can do to be helpful.
Each cookie will run you around $2, and the labor and the chocolate are donated by the company.
State lawmakers are honoring the justice who served on Wisconsin Supreme Court longer than any other judge in history. A special ceremony took place at the Capitol yesterday for Justice Shirley Abramson. The 85-year-old is retiring later this summer. Abramson was the first woman to ever serve on that bench, and 20 years later, she became the first female Chief Justice.
Today is Juneteenth Day in Wisconsin. Juneteenth commemorates the day in 1865 where the last slaves were informed of their freedom, effectively ending slavery in the United States. The Madison Juneteenth Day celebration started in 1990 to carry on the legacy of Juneteenth.
All right, 6:06 your time now. A pretty terrifying technology is growing in popularity on the internet. We're going to tell you about so-called deep fake videos and why lawmakers are calling them a serious national security threat. That's still ahead.
And it's looking like a little wet and dreary Wednesday out there, but fear not, because Hattie has a very pleasant first day of summer in store for us on Friday. Hopefully it's going to be feeling like summer.
Fingers crossed.
Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning.
Good morning from the Hattie Hill patio. Still under the umbrella, although the rain is letting up just a little bit here on the west side of town. We've had some steady rain for the last couple of hours. While we did squeak out yesterday evening with no rain here in Madison, there were a few stronger showers and isolated thunderstorms in southwestern Wisconsin, where Doppler is estimating about a ½ inch of rain fell in a few spots. Here in Madison, we've added about a 1/10 of an inch of rain since midnight. So not a lot of rain, but definitely a wet start to the day. Now, the rain activity has diminished quite a bit over the last 3 hours, but with this front slowly working its way through the region, fair game for a few showers to continue for the area right through the morning. We will dry out for the afternoon. Here's a wider view of what's happening. You can see that the northern part of the state is completely dry this morning and expected to remain that way through the day today. In fact, skies are already clear in the Northwoods this morning. But with that front hanging up right around northern Illinois, I'm not expecting a lot of clearing to take place in southern Wisconsin. Areas north of the Dells would have the best chance for some sunshine today. No sun in this shot this morning, though. The WISC-TV sky cam pretty gray early today. Can't even see anything in between those raindrops on the camera lens. It is 62 here in Madison, still 66 in Janesville, 61 in the Dells, and 64 in Platteville. So a mild start to the day, but wet nonetheless. It is a little muggy as well. Look at those dew points in the low to mid 60s. A dew point of 66 in Janesville. That's a little soupy this morning. Dew points should begin to slowly drop off as we go through the day today. Look for clouds to hang around through the day. We do have a northeasterly wind this morning. Temperatures are going to be slow to warm up with the clouds in the area. Take a look, though. Some sunshine is possible north of the Dells. The rain should be diminishing as we head towards the lunch hour today, but high temperatures will only be in the lower 70s, about 5 degrees cooler than what we had yesterday. Now, for the evening hours, mainly a dry forecast is expected, but look for temperatures to cool down rather quickly. The air will be a little bit drier, so we're right around 70 degrees by 7 o'clock this evening. As we go through the next couple of hours, temperatures will drop into the low 60s and upper 50s by 11 o'clock. So if you have evening plans outside, keep in mind that it'll cool down rather quickly. Here's a look at your extended forecast then. Sunshine is back in the forecast for Thursday. Enjoy it, because for the weekend, we definitely have clouds in the area. Higher humidity is expected, especially for the weekend, and warmer temperatures. We're getting back into the 80s starting on Saturday, and it looks like we have a nice extended stretch with temperatures in the 80s. That active weather pattern, though, will continue with more rain chances headed our way for the middle of next week. Now it's time to get a look at our first alert traffic maps this morning. We'll send it over to Josh Tim for all the details. Good morning, Josh.
Yeah, good morning. Wet roads to start off the commute. Already a few slowdowns showing up on the westbound Beltline between Monona Drive and John Nolan. Other routes here in Dane County are moving all right at the moment. Just some usual brake lights starting to show up near Stoughton Road. Look for things to pick up downtown around campus within the next hour or so. And other main routes heading into Madison, they're moving along at the posted speeds with no major issues. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thank you very much, Josh, and thank you, Hattie. All right, in more local news this morning, you can watch 2 Madison natives compete in American Ninja Warrior this Monday.
Brothers Marquez and Nathan Green are 21-year-old identical twins who went to Madison West High School for 2 years before moving to Wauwatosa to live with their grandmother. Now they're seniors pursuing the same major at UW-Madison. They're doing the show in honor of their mom, Martha Green, who died of breast cancer in 2012 when she was only 43 years old. The episode airs Monday night at 7 on NBC, and there's going to be a public viewing party with Nathan and Marquez at the set in Union South during the show.
I'd like to tune in and see that. I love that they're doing it in honor of their mother.
That's so cool. And have you ever watched the show before?
A little bit, but you said these actually travel, right? You can go to a city and actually try it.
So they actually have this traveling, and they also do it so that people can travel them for themselves, or not do it for themselves. So it's actually like kind of like a little bit of an easier course, but I think it'd be something that you'd be interested in.
I think I could handle it.
I think you could.
I think. I'd give it a shot.
I would love to see that. That sounds like great TV right there.
I'm sure I won't be. That would be great TV. I'm sure I'm not as good as the twins, so good luck to them.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing them on there.
All right, 6:14 your time now. As technology continues to develop and get smarter, there are questions about what people could be falling for online.
Lawmakers are grappling with how to prevent what are known as deep fake videos. They're manipulated images that can be used to alter reality in a really convincing way. The most recent example is an altered video of Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg. He seems to be bragging about his platform's control over people's personal data, but it's a fake video. Zuckerberg's voice was manipulated, as was the CBS News trademark. In a hearing last week, former FBI agent Clint Watts warned about who may be most at risk.
The audience I'm most worried about is actually not young people on social media. It is the older generation who's come to this technology late, that doesn't really understand.
So U.S. officials view deepfakes as a very real national security threat. Lawmakers in Washington say social media companies should do more to prevent them. That's a very scary situation.
And I feel like every now and then I find myself on social media being a little bit wary of those videos because you just don't know.
The bottom line is to always question things, certainly.
Yep.
Make sure you're getting your news from a reputable source.
Like channel3000.com.
Exactly.
All right, e-cigarettes have been under scrutiny for appealing too much to younger audiences. Coming up, we'll tell you why one major city says they may just outlaw the sale of the devices altogether.
And a soggy start to your Wednesday out there. We will be staying pretty cool as well today. Not much of a view. A lot of raindrops. Yeah, Hattie has your out-the-door forecast. That's when News 3 Now this morning continues. Welcome back, 6:19 on your Wednesday. We are taking a live look at our favorite cam of the morning, little Barrett action.
Always. Doing laps again this morning.
We could watch this all morning and I think we'd be fine.
Making room for some breakfast.
Yeah.
That's true. Today, not a bad day to probably head to the zoo. It won't be too hot. A little bit wet this morning, but we should be drying out for the afternoon. So not a bad day for us at all. Take a live look out here. The WISC-TV sky cam, a little drippy this morning. We have clouds in the area and some light rain continuing to fall here in Madison. Here's a look at the radar map. The rain has diminished quite a bit over the last 3 hours, drying out temporarily in southwest southwestern Wisconsin, but you see some more showers developing across parts of northeastern Iowa. This sort of activity is expected to continue for the next couple of hours. So fair game for some rain on and off through the morning. Our rain chances really fall down, though, as we head towards the afternoon hours, and then things dry out for the second part of the day. So that's the good news. Our temperatures this morning are quite mild. It's muggy as well. Temperatures are in the low 60s here in Madison and the Dells. Janesville's been holding steady at 66 for the last couple of hours, 64 in Platteville as well as Lone Rock. Dew points are in the 60s as well, so you feel that humidity. Again, for this afternoon, mostly cloudy skies. Yesterday's high was 78, so we are going to be a little bit cooler than that today. 72 is the forecast high this afternoon.
All right, Hattie, thanks so much. 6:21 is your time right now. Right now, 3 people are being charged in a murder for hire plot in Alaska. Denali Bramer and 2 others pleaded not guilty to murder and other charges in Anchorage yesterday. Prosecutors say they are behind the killing of 19-year-old Cynthia Hoffman, whose body was found in the woods earlier this month. But investigators say the main instigator is 21-year-old Darren Schillmiller, who was reportedly promised Braman $9 million to commit and videotape the murder.
Suicide rates for adolescents and young adults in the U.S. are up to their highest point since 2000. That's according to data from the CDC. Numbers show more than 6,200 suicides in 2017 for people ages 15 to 24. More than 5,000 of those cases were boys.
San Francisco is on track to become the first city in the nation to ban e-cigarette sales. Officials there say this was motivated by public health concerns, especially in young people. But many shop owners say this is going to destroy their livelihood. Last year, 1 in 5 high school students in the U.S. reported vaping, according to a government survey. Juul, the largest e-cigarette company, says it's already taken the most aggressive actions in the industry to deter anyone under 21 from using its products, including shutting down its Facebook and Instagram accounts to discourage underage usage. A final vote is expected to happen in San Francisco next Tuesday.
Boeing is starting to sell its 737 MAX planes again. The model has been grounded worldwide since a pair of deadly crashes in Indonesia and Ethiopia. On Tuesday, Boeing said British Airways' parent company, IAG, had signed a letter of intent to buy the model again.
President Trump is kicking off his re-election campaign after holding a rally in Orlando, Florida last night, which is a key battleground state. With more than a year before Election Day, a new Fox News poll shows President Trump trailing multiple Democratic White House hopefuls. Democrats will hold their first presidential debate in a 2-day event in Miami, Florida next week.
All right, 6:23 on your Wednesday. Folks living in Columbia County are trying to put a stop to vandalism along their road.
We'll tell you what might be behind a rash of damaged road signs there when more local news is coming up on News 3 Now this morning.
Right now, Madison city leaders are responding to President Trump's threats of new ICE raids across the country. What that means for our community, straight ahead.
And the search starts back up this morning here along the Wisconsin River for a missing child. What we know and when we expect to learn more.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, folks, and thanks for joining us on your Wednesday, June 19th. Mother Nature making sure she's getting in her last few days of spring, especially with today's forecast.
I was going to say spring showers. Can we call them that at this point?
Did they bring summer flowers?
Summer something, or just bring summer in general?
Summer something. We'll take it. Please, Hattie, what do you got for us?
Well, the official start to summer is just over 2 days away, just over 48 hours from now. So good news, we are going to heat up as we head towards the weekend, but today is going to be a little bit cooler. Still have some very light rain coming down here on the west side of town. Here's a live look at what you're seeing in Platteville this morning. Definitely cloudy skies. The rain has tapered off in Platteville, at least for the time being. Take a look at Doppler track this morning and you'll see that the rain here in southern Wisconsin has been diminishing over the last 3 hours, but developing just to the south and west. As this cold front slowly works its way through the area, can't rule out some showers through the rest of the morning, but we should finally dry out for the afternoon. Heading out the door this morning, you might want to grab that umbrella because if you have outdoor plans through the morning hours, there will be a chance at least for a few showers. Temperatures today will be a little bit cooler than yesterday, hitting highs only in the low 70s. Normal highs this time of the year are right around 80 degrees. Our first alert traffic maps this morning. Roads are definitely wet here in Madison. We are starting to see some slowdowns already on the map this morning. This is on the westbound side of the Beltline, right about Monona Drive and Broadway back to Stoughton Road. So be aware of that situation. A little bit early for some of those delays to start showing up, but in and around Dane County, no other accidents to report right now. So if you're traveling on the interstate, you're going at posted speeds.
Quick little reminder to take it nice and slow this morning with that rain out there, right, Hads?
That's true, yeah, you never know.
All right, thank you very much, Hattie.
You're welcome.
All right, time right now is 6:28, and here's a quick look at the 3 things you need to know this morning.
Let's start in Racine. There is a reward out there this morning for anyone with information on the death of veteran officer John Hetland. Officer Hetland was fatally shot this week when he tried to intervene in an armed robbery at a bar. Witnesses at the scene told officers a man with a mask went into the bar and then opened fire. The mayor says this is the first police fatality in Racine in 4 decades. Officer Hetland had been with the force for 24 years and was close to retirement.
An update on a story we first broke yesterday morning, as 2 are now in custody after this high-speed chase through several Dane County communities. It started when a Walmart employee on Monona Drive called police about what they believed were 2 stolen cars at that location. When officers arrived, they started following one, which then took off, ended up blowing a tire, and from there, 2 suspects got away into a getaway car, but were later arrested.
Breaking into the Channel 3000 Alert Center this morning, an investigator with the United Nations is calling for another investigation into the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. That investigator released a 100-page report into the journalist's death inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul, calling it a deliberate, premeditated execution. The report does not make any conclusions about whether the Saudi crown prince knew about that murder.
We continue to follow local breaking news from overnight as search efforts will pick back up this morning for a child that went missing while swimming in the Wisconsin River last night.
Our Christina Laurie is live in the Dells this morning with the latest. What do you know so far, Christina?
Good morning, Josh and Leah. Crews stopped their search here along the Wisconsin River around 9:30 last night, and deputies from the Adams County Sheriff's Office told me just within the past hour that they plan to restart that search at 8 o'clock this morning. Now, here's what else we know. The child was swimming with their family along the beach at 6 o'clock last night when they went underwater, never resurfaced. This happened in the nature area near River Road, south of the Chula Vista Resort. Several departments responded to the search, including the Wisconsin Dells Fire Department and the DNR. Authorities are not releasing any information about the child right now, but did say the family is from here in the Dells area. Now, authorities say the current here along this river, which you can see behind me, makes this search process that much more difficult. The Wisconsin River is a notoriously fast-moving river. Again, search efforts will restart at 8 o'clock this morning. We'll be sure to provide updates with you both on air and on Channel3000.com.
All right, Christina Laurie reporting for us this morning. Thank you, Christina.
Right now, President Trump is saying we can expect mass arrests from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement next week. Here in Madison, the mayor and city council say they do not have much more information than what the president's tweets provided, but they're staying on top of the situation. The president of the Madison City Council says she stands with the immigrant community.
As an immigrant myself, I know that our city embraces our immigrant communities, and that we as city government also embrace our immigrant communities, and we're here to make sure that we do as much as we can to protect our families.
Madison police have an agreement that ICE will notify local authorities before any arrests are made. But you'll remember last September that protocol was not followed when raids occurred, leading to 20 arrests in Dane County.
Deputies in Rock County say a man will not face criminal charges and won't have to give up his dog after he was caught on video beating the animal. A warning, you might find that video hard to watch. Here it is. Beloit police say the man's actions were caught on a neighbor's security camera. It shows Cody Bennington hitting his dog with what appears to be a leash. Officers say if the dog had suffered injuries, they would have made an arrest.
He explained that he actually did do that to his animal because his animal had ran off the property several times, and he was instilling some discipline in his dog.
Now Bennington faces a $187 fine. He'll be in Rock County Court later this week.
Columbia County officials are asking for your help this morning after several road sign thefts. With reports of more than 15 signs impacted in the rural Rio area, they're trying to find whoever appears to be pushing signs over and either taking or leaving them damaged. Lieutenant Todd Horn says many of the reports come from Hagen Road in the town of Lowville and other townships in that area. He and neighbors worry about the larger impact, not only making it harder for emergency responders to navigate, but costing taxpayers by putting money toward sign repairs rather than road improvements.
Think twice about that, because you could be the one driving down the roadway and impacted by the roads that we're not able to make as safe as we possibly could.
I truly wish that whoever is up to this would put their energy towards something purposeful and constructive versus destructive.
If you know any information, you're asked to call the Columbia County Crime Stoppers. If your tip leads to an arrest, you may actually receive a cash reward.
The city of Madison responding to vandalism reports here with a new website where you can report graffiti in your own neighborhood. All you have to do is describe the graffiti and where it's at. There's also an option to upload a photo of that graffiti to make sure it's found. You can add contact information too, so the city can get a hold of you if they have any questions.
At the state capitol, a package of bills aimed at combating homelessness is headed to the Senate. The Assembly passed 8 bills with bipartisan support. Those measures are focused on preventing homelessness, getting people into permanent housing, and increasing grants for homeless shelters. The bills were written based on recommendations from a state panel formed for the first time last year to research solutions.
The Lion of Judah House of Rastafari Church is planning to host a rally today, according to its Facebook page. This comes as its founders continue to fight with the city over whether they can distribute marijuana as part of their religion. Those founders are facing an eviction case as well. The hearing yesterday was rescheduled for July. The hashtag Defend Rastafari rally is planned for 10 a.m. at the Dane County Courthouse.
6:34 is your time right now. A new nonprofit hopes to advocate for UW-Madison and reverse the university's slide in national rankings. Badgers United launched this week, but the group has been working behind the scenes for months. The board of directors includes a long list of Badger alums and big donors like Alan Bud Seelig and John and Tasha Morgridge. The State Journal reports that the group will work with the Badger Advocates lobbying group, and thawing the tuition freeze will be the focus. They say that they feel students aren't paying fair market value for their education.
It seems hunters in Wisconsin gobbled up every opportunity they had to go turkey hunting this spring. You like that pun? Pretty impressive.
Good job.
The DNR says hunters killed more than 38,000 turkeys during the spring hunting season. Wisconsin Public Radio reports the number of turkeys killed this spring was about the same as all of last year.
If your family's looking to move anytime soon, home sales might be back on the rise this summer. The Wisconsin Realtors Association released its numbers for the month of May, showing sales are up more than 3%. This comes after 2 consecutive months of decline. The median price is up 9% as well at just over $200,000. But sales so far this year are still well below this point last year.
Madison's new pro soccer team is giving a nod to the city's history this weekend. Forward Madison FC is leading the USL League One in attendance this season. This is pretty neat, folks, averaging more than 4,000 fans a game. This Saturday, about a quarter of them will get a free pink flamingo. The team will give away those flamingos to the first 1,008 fans at Saturday's game. That's a nod to the famous prank by UW students 40 years ago now, when 1,008 flamingos were planted on Bascom Hill. Gates open at WISC-TV at 6 Saturday night.
All right, time right now is 6:36. It is the happiest place on earth other than having to pull out your wallet.
Oh yeah, but if you're planning a trip to Disney World anytime soon, you might need to budget a little bit more. We'll tell you about their price increases. That's next on News 3 Now this morning.
Just about 6:40 is your time on this Wednesday morning, and it's that time to share your morning with us. And Joy is sharing a beautiful, colorful photo with us this morning.
Can't say no to a rainbow and all those pastel colors in the background. Love it.
Beautiful shot. I would imagine with some more rain on the way, we'll probably get a lot more rainbow shots like Joy's.
And you reminded us, perfect timing because it is Pride Month.
It is Pride Month. Love those rainbows. Thank you so much for sharing, Joy.
What does your morning look like? Take a picture, post it on our social media pages so Josh and I can find them and share them right here on the program.
A new survey finds people in richer countries have less faith in vaccines. A study out of the UK asked more than 140,000 people across 140 countries about their opinions on the health and science. Globally, 79% of those surveyed agreed that vaccines are safe, and 90% say their kids have been vaccinated. The survey found that Bangladesh and Rwanda had the strongest confidence in vaccines, with France having the lowest level of trust. 1/3 of its citizens don't agree that vaccines are safe. Meanwhile, 72% of people in North America agree that vaccines are safe.
If you are planning a visit at Disney World over the summer, you're going to notice a price hike for the annual park passes there. Walt Disney World Resort has increased its Platinum and Platinum Plus plans by $225. Woof. And Premier Passport has increased by $150. This comes ahead of the August 29th opening of the new Star Wars land at Disney's Hollywood Studios Park in Orlando. Those Platinum, Platinum Plus, and Premier annual pass holders do get early access to the attraction, but boy, is that a steep price hike.
I guess you gotta pay to play sometimes.
I'll be staying in Wisconsin.
I will too. 6:41 this morning, and still ahead for us this morning. We're waking up with some wet roads out there as some rain showers are moving out of the area. Hattie will let us know if we can expect any more rain to look out for today and what the weekend is looking like coming up in our extended forecast.
More rain, not too bad for those gorgeous flowers we just saw. But first, it is Wednesday, June 19th. We want to say happy birthday to Jake, Winston, and all the kiddos turning 3 today. Thanks so much for celebrating with us here on News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back at 6:45. A beautiful shot there of our backyard, the Hattie-O patio.
Here's the silver lining to the rain, folks. We've got some gorgeous flowers popping up thanks to it.
Yeah, all those flowers just kind of taking in all that moisture that we've had here.
It is going to dry out later this afternoon, at least according to Hattie. That's right?
Yes, it is. What I take away from this is I don't have to water the pots outside today. So good news. Mother Nature did it for you overnight. The polar bear has been swimming all morning long In the pool, not a bad day for the polar bear in the pool today. However, it is going to be a little bit cooler for the rest of us. There you can see the Henry Vilas Zoo sky cam. If you are headed out to the zoo today, keep in mind the temperatures will top in the low 70s. Here's a look at the 24-hour precipitation estimate. Widely scattered and pretty light. Those are the takeaways from this graphic. Over the last 24 hours, we've had some light rain, up to a ½ an inch across parts of Grant County. We've added up almost 2/10 here in Madison since midnight. We managed to stay dry through most of the evening yesterday, but you can see those scattered light showers across the area. This morning, we've been dealing with some on and off light rain here in Madison. Things are winding down. You can see the rain diminishing quite a bit over the last 3 hours, but some more development occurring across northeastern Iowa. With the front still in the vicinity this morning, fair game for some showers, even as we head towards the lunch hour today. On a wider view, you'll see some lightning strikes and heavier shower and thunderstorm activity well to our south today. With a stationary front to the south and east, that'll be the focus for severe weather later on this afternoon. So again, from St. Louis points to the south, there is a slight risk for severe weather. We're likely not even going to hear any thunder here in Madison, just a few light showers in our forecast. Here's a look at your future track forecast model across the upper Midwest. This is that cold front that I was talking about. It slowly sinks to the south and east, and as it does, keeps that threat for rain in our forecast for the first part of the day today. High pressure building in, though, from the north will start to dry things out for Thursday, so we get a break in the wet weather activity. But then watch from the south and west. A warm front begins to move in our direction. That'll increase the heat and humidity across the area. Looks like all the rain will stay to the west of us on Thursday, but as we head towards Friday, that storm system gets a little closer and wet weather is back in the forecast starting later Friday right into the upcoming weekend. Now here's a look at temperatures this morning in the 60s from Madison and points to the south. In fact, some 70s on the map this morning. 73 in St. Louis. Contrast that with 58 in Minneapolis. A little bit more comfortable in the Northwoods with dew points in the 40s and 50s, whereas you see 60s here in Madison, 63 in Springfield, and a dew point of 68 in St. Louis. That's pretty sticky. Our dew points are expected to drop back slowly through the day today. We're down to 60 here in Madison. It has dropped to 59 in the Dells and 52 in Camp Douglas. So gradually drying out for the afternoon. But keep that umbrella close by this morning. Still a few showers likely to pop up across southern Wisconsin. We'll be in the mid to upper 60s by lunchtime. This afternoon, quite a few clouds lingering. I think most of that rain is going to sink to the south for the afternoon hours. Highs, though, will only be in the 70s. It'll cool down rather quickly this evening with temperatures dropping about 10 degrees between 7 and 10 p.m. Your extended forecast has warmer temperatures, though, in the forecast for the weekend. We're back into the 80s starting on Saturday, and it looks like we'll stay in the 80s through next week.
Oh.
Here's Wrigley in Monroe.
What a cute name.
Must be Cubs fans. It's
looking for
guess.
the sun.
I think he's looking out the window like, come on, Hattie, let this dry out so I can get out and play.
I know, patience, right?
We've been looking forward to just having a nice, quiet day, and I feel like it's been forever since we've had one where it's been like nice for the entire day.
That's true. You know, the forecast for tomorrow is actually not that bad, but it does stay a little active around here. So rain chances are with us this weekend.
Hang in there, Wrigley.
Yeah.
It's coming.
We're just keeping you guys busy in that weather office.
Yeah, that's true. Never a dull moment for us.
Thanks, Ads.
You're welcome.
Stay with us. The Morning Sprint is up next on News 3 Now this morning. It's 6:52, time for the morning sprint as our team gets you out the door with the most local news you need to start your day.
We've been tracking the search for a missing child in the Wisconsin River all morning. Christina Laurie is live in the Dells with what we know. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Josh and Leah. Crews will restart that search at 8 o'clock this morning. Authorities say that child went missing just after 6:30 last night while swimming in the Wisconsin River with their family. This happened in the nature area near River Road south of the Chula Vista Resort. Several departments responded to the search, including the Wisconsin Dells Fire Department and the DNR. Authorities are not releasing any information about the child right now, but did say the family is from here in the Dells area.
Christina Laurie live for us. Christina, thank you. A reward is now being offered for anyone with information on the shooting death of veteran Racine police officer John Hetland. Hetland was fatally shot early Tuesday morning when he tried to intervene in an armed robbery. Witnesses at the scene told officers a man with a mask went into a bar and shot someone.
The family of a fallen Milwaukee officer is remembering their lost loved one this morning after a fatal crash killed Officer Koo Her on Tuesday. Officer Her was off duty and on his way home when a driver ran a red light and hit his vehicle. Police say a 34-year-old Milwaukee man with a history of 4 OWIs is facing charges in that accident.
A warning, this video may be hard to watch. Rock County authorities say a man will get to keep his dog despite being caught on camera beating it. This video is from a neighbor's security camera showing Cody Bennington hitting his dog with what appears to be a leash. Authorities say if the dog had suffered injuries, they could have made an arrest. Bennington is facing a fine.
City leaders here in Madison are responding to President Trump's announcement that ICE immigration agents will be making mass arrests next week. The mayor joined city council leaders in a statement that said they are standing with the immigrant community. Last year, when ICE executed raids in Madison, the city said protocol was not followed because the agency didn't warn local police before making those arrests.
President Trump is officially kicking off his re-election campaign. He held a rally in the key battleground state of Florida last night. A new Fox News poll shows President Trump losing to multiple Democratic White House hopefuls in the 2020 election. Democrats will hold their first presidential debate in Miami next week.
Anything drippy might be a good word to describe this morning. Some rain showers moving through the area, diminishing over the last 3 hours, but new development just within the last couple of minutes in northeastern Iowa, southwestern Wisconsin. So fair game for showers through the morning. Probability of precipitation then dwindles as we go through the afternoon. Temperatures today will be a little cooler. Under cloud cover today, we'll reach highs just in the low 70s this afternoon.
Thank you very much, Hattie. An investigator with the United Nations is calling for another investigation into the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. The UN investigator released a 100-page report into the journalist's death, calling it a deliberate, premeditated execution. The report does not make any conclusions about whether the Saudi crown prince knew about the murder.
San Francisco is on track to become the first city in the nation to ban e-cigarette sales. Officials there say this was motivated by public health concerns, especially in young people, but many shop owners say this is going to destroy them. A final vote is expected to happen next Tuesday, and if their mayor signs it, stores will have 6 months to comply with those new ordinances.
Police in Philadelphia say they just seized a record amount of cocaine from a cargo ship at port. Authorities found 16.5 tons of cocaine. That's more than $1 billion worth. Members of the ship's crew now face federal charges. Officials say this is the largest drug seizure in the history of the Eastern District of Pennsylvania.
You can watch 2 Madison natives compete on American Ninja Warrior this Monday night at 7. Brothers Marquez and Nathan Green are 21-year-old identical twins who went to Madison West High School before moving to Wauwatosa to live with their grandmother. There will be a public viewing party with Nathan and Marquez at the set in Union South during the show.
Madison's new pro soccer team is giving a nod to the city's history this weekend. Forward Madison FC is leading the USL League One in attendance, averaging more than 4,000 fans a game. They're saying thank you by giving free flamingos to the first 1,008 fans at Saturday's game, referencing the famous UW-Madison prank, where 100,008 flamingos were planted on Bascom Hill.
Just about 6:57. Let's get a final look at your traffic with Josh Tim. Hi, Josh.
Hi, guys. Dealing with a crash on the westbound Beltline just after the West Broadway Southtown Drive exit. It is blocking the left-hand lane. Heavy delays are starting on the southbound interstate trying to hop onto the Beltline. Inbound John Nolan picking up between Rimrock and Olin Avenue, moving into the downtown area. And other main routes moving into Madison. They're cruising along at the usual speeds with no major issues. Your first alert traffic, I'm Josh Tim.
Thanks, Josh.
And it is a cloudy and wet start to the day today, so keep that in mind. Here's a live look from the WISC-TV Skycam. Definitely gray across southern Wisconsin this morning. We've had some light showers continue to develop just to our west, so look for on and off showers through the morning. Temperatures will climb only into the low 70s this afternoon. Rain chances, though, should diminish for the second part of the day.
Another drippy day.
Yes.
All right, Hattie, thank you.
Hang in, folks. Find that sun this afternoon. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.